Welcome back to the Backroads Podcast, the adventure within the adventure. Let's talk about Pat and Ashley's road trip across the valley and beyond. I'm Andrew, but they need no introduction. They're the dynamic duo, the celebrities of TVA, our very own Thelma and Louise, minus the tragic cliff ending.
Thanks.
Pat and Ashley, what's going on?
Yay!
Oh my goodness.
So how are we feeling now that we have an episode under our belts and we're back on the road?
I feel great. It's great to be back. You know, it's a lot of fun. What about you, Ashley?
I honestly was really excited to be back on the road. I mean, we've got a whole bunch of new cities coming up this year. We had so much fun last year, but just getting back in the swings of traveling and filming and shooting has just been fun to be back on the swing of that. It was great getting to see the crew again and obviously spending this much time with Pat. We really do like each other, I promise.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
it's fun to be back on the road again, right?
Yeah.
You know, it feels good to be back, and it's a little strange, like, you know, keeping the suitcase in my car. I don't barely unpack anymore at this point. It's just kind of there, right?
No, the suitcase has become a little beautiful piece of furniture in my living room, and I just kind of keep things packed. But it's kind of, I don't know, you just kind of get into the flow of travel, and I mean, we don't really have a choice necessarily, but you just try to find the enjoyment of traveling. And that was one thing that Pat was really good about last year, was she was really good about keeping things light and fun whenever we were on the road, because she was just like, this is awesome. This is an adventure. So even when I was frustrated with traffic or tired of living out of a suitcase or something, Pat was always just like reminding me that, like, this is the coolest thing that we've gotten to do in our career.
You can
It is.
always count on Patty Zell to bring the good vibes.
Absolutely.
That's a fact.
Well,
That's-
thanks.
Pat is the sunshine. I am the rain cloud.
Okay, yeah. Sometimes, yeah.
I think we can be honest, but no, Pat, like, it's been, I mean, you've been at TVA for a while. You've
Yeah.
gotten to travel and do a lot of things, but have you ever gotten to do anything quite like what we got to do last year? And
No,
this year?
never. And you know, I love to travel. I love to travel across the valley. There's spaces across the TVA region that I love to travel to, you know, and I'm really, like you,
Mhm.
excited this year about, you know, traveling to new cities and seeing different things. And so, no, I love it. And it's funny you talk about the suitcases because, yeah, quick as I get home, I have to unpack immediately, and then, you know, kind of keep things in there for, you know, you keep stuff in there, but everything that I take out immediately. I just cannot stand it.
Yeah. I do. Yeah. You have to unpack to some level, I guess.
I'm an unpacker at, like, right before we leave. I'll, like, wash all my clothes the night before. I'll be like, yeah, we'll just wear the same stuff. It's clean, right? We're good to go.
And that's the difference on when you're behind the camera and when you are
Very true.
in front of the
Very
camera.
Yeah.
Because Pat and I can't do that.
No.
We have, like, like, before this, I had to have my shirt steamed.
Right, yeah.
Like, what we look like really matters. So
Yeah.
we have to pack and do the clothes. And
Right.
I probably pack for like a week's worth of things, even though we're only filming a little bit. But
Of course.
And
Well,
I did learn a lesson from Ashley. Like, she always brought extra, and I was like, because I like to travel a lot, but then I learned, oh, it might be good to have some extra things just because you never know what you're going to end up doing.
that's
really.
smart. I mean,
Yeah.
sometimes we'll get rained on. It's good to have some extra stuff, you know?
Yeah.
yeah, we also, like, one of the cool things that we get to do on this show, in this series, is just we get to do a lot of different activities, but we're not always in Nashville, Chattanooga. Like, we're not always in, like, cities and doing
Right.
like really glamorous things. Like, we're out in the field, we're in these facilities. And so, I mean, but to be able to show off all these cool things on the show, I mean, we got to have we have to be prepared for
Right,
it. But
sure.
Right.
I mean, just some of the things that we've gotten to do. I mean, the way that we're able to go and show off all these cool TVA things has been really fun. But I also really enjoy just being able to see into the community and to see what makes a lot of these cities special and just how they're kind of preserving their kind of cultural identity in all these different ways.
Absolutely. And, you know, speaking of travel, we just did get back from Johnson City. And if I remember correctly, Pat, that's not too far from your hometown.
You are correct, sir. Yeah, I grew up in Kingsport, so yeah, just up the road, and so I love that part of the country. It was so much fun to be in Johnson City, to be back up in Northeast Tennessee. I just love it. It's beautiful up there.
Let's also talk about something else that happened in Johnson City. Pat, it was your birthday, wasn't it?
It was my birthday. I got to celebrate my birthday with the crew, with Ashley, with you. Oh, we had such a good time. So thank you for that. Yeah, folks that know, I love to celebrate my birthday.
As you should.
Yeah, so we had a big time.
No,
Yeah.
the Queen was well celebrated. The Queen was well celebrated. Not only were we on her turf, but we got to actually spend your birthday with you, which,
Yeah.
I mean, that was really nice that you were so gracious of your birthday and sharing it with us.
Oh.
I have been to Johnson City several times. My cousin went to school up there.
Mhm.
So I was familiar with it, but I think this was the first time that I had really gotten to spend more than just a day or an afternoon there. So I really loved getting to do that. I mean, I had going to ETSU and getting to see
Yeah.
inside the Reese Museum, for example, was really, really neat. And just to see all the exhibits and displays and art they had. And even like we went down in the collections room.
Oh,
Oh.
I love that.
I
Oh my
didn't
gosh.
realize that like 90% of what's in it, what a museum has is
Is it
under like in the basement.
right? It's,
That makes sense.
because they can't exhibit everything. They don't have the space. So,
No.
they have all this wonderful, unique artifacts and art and all kinds of things. And they were so kind enough, to show us
Oh, they
some
let
of that.
us-
It was just so great to see. They had a whole collection from the representative Reese, Carol Reese,
Mhm.
who the museum is named for and who donated his collection to the university. Just some phenomenal things, there.
Yeah, it was really special. So just like that's like another really fun part of this show is just
Yeah.
getting to like kind of delve into areas that we maybe
Right.
would have been in a lot, but maybe not in this way.
Right.
One thing that's really funny that happened in Johnson City. Listen, Pat is the queen. We love her dearly. But our queen was injured and she had hurt her back. So I was her butler,
Oh, I thought that
carried
was
her
normal.
things. I mean, it is, but
Yeah.
she had a reason this time.
Yeah.
Or at least she said.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. She did. No, I carried all of her things to her room.
Yes, she was so sweet, and I appreciate that so much.
She didn't tip.
I did not.
She did not
no.
tip.
But I brought you breakfast one day.
Yeah. That's kind of a tip.
I bought you breakfast one day. No. I'd do anything for Pat. But I mean, so in Johnson City, we did Boone, we did the Hands-On Discovery Center, we did ETSU. I mean,
Oh,
Pal.
Pals. We went to Pals. Oh my gosh. If you grow up in East Tennessee, and Pals is a huge thing. And, got to say, I love the Frenchy fries, the hot dogs, grew up with it. I don't know if I told y'all, but when I was a kid, growing up in Kingsport, Pals was kind enough for the community that if all the A's that you made, you could take your report card and they would stamp them. You get a hamburger for every A. And so,
That's
I
awesome.
fed my family, with Pals.
My family would have starved. There's no way.
I don't know if they still do that, but anyway, that is something I remember from being a kid, like grade school. So
yeah, I think the one thing that hopefully we'll be able to like, it'll come through on the show, but like the cool thing about Pals is like, it's this Northeast Tennessee icon, but the outside of it is so cool. It's a drive-through only. Like it's such a unique restaurant. The first time
it's
that
sudden service.
sudden service, pre-fast food,
Yeah.
apparently.
Yeah.
But the first time that I went there, I was with my best friend. We had heard about Pals for years, and we were on like a road trip back, and we like drove 40 minutes out of our way to go to
Oh,
a
yeah.
Pals. And
Yeah.
when we got to the window, we like asked the woman like, what do you all recommend? Like we're at this like 5-star restaurant, like we're at this like very fancy place, like, and the woman looked at us like we were crazy.
Yeah.
But we ended up getting these amazing burgers and
Right.
fries, and
Right.
just it's a great little quick drive-through. But on the outside, they have this giant hamburger and these
Yeah.
giant hot dog, and it
Very-
just is a great place to snag a pick. And
Yeah, very
Some
very
great food.
colorful, unique architecture. It's it is a hometown favorite, so
Yeah.
we enjoyed that.
It is really cool to see, like, the ladies here are East Tennessee natives. I'm from Memphis.
Yeah.
So, like, it's the first time I drove past it, I was like, what is this place? And then I did indeed get it after I
Yeah.
ate. Like, it's
Yeah.
such a cool, unique place in East Tennessee. And that's really what a lot of this road trip is about, is showing
Yeah.
off all the cool stuff that's in our service area here and all the unique things that are available to us.
That's so true. We live in such an amazing area, and people forget what's right in their backyard, I mean, because there's just so much that we've been able to do just traveling around
And the amount
the
of
region.
Yeah, and the amount of things that even for like where we were last year, all the things that we weren't able to go and do that people let us know that now, I mean, even in like my personal travels, like I've got little things that I've added or stops along the way that I want to go off and do because of the things that we've gotten to do on this trip. But
Mhm.
I mean, the areas are just so neat. I mean, I love East Tennessee. I'm from here. I will always live here. But I mean, getting to see these different parts of, Alabama, Mississippi, Virginia, North Carolina, Georgia, Kentucky, it was all so special and just really exciting. But I mean, this year in Johnson City, I feel like we kind of are doing something really special with getting to meet some different people at TVA. I mean, this is our second season.
Yeah.
We have fans now.
That's
we
not
have
news to me.
fans. Pat, we have fans.
I know.
We got to go to
Yeah.
Boone Dam and talk with one of our engineers about his work on the Boone Dam project with kind of restoring some work that was done to the dam and improving some dam safety measures. But we also he had like sent us this email and was like, the people who work at Boone Dam are huge fans of Pat and Ashley. Like, do you guys have time to, would you guys
Oh
be
my God.
willing? Would you guys be willing to stop? And we're like, oh my gosh, yes. Are you kidding?
Yeah.
It was, it was on, this was also on Pat's birthday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Pat, what did they do for you? They made us something.
They made us a great graphic that they gave us, so
Mhm.
Pat and Ashley.
Yeah, it was like a
Boy.
big birthday
Birthday.
sign.
Yeah.
We got to walk around and chat with all of those folks that were at the dam. And it was just really, really special to be able to see like just the impact that this has had this impact that it's had on us, I think is evident. But I also think that the way that we've been able to, meet all these different folks at TVA and being able to highlight the work that they're doing to so many people has been so special. That's honestly my favorite part of being able to do this.
Well, I agree too. And just the tremendous amount of pride that people feel in the jobs that they're doing, the work they're doing. And, it's just so great to meet all the different people across TVA because we all share so many values, and then talk about what they do, learn about what they do, see what they do. It's been so enlightening and a real gift to get to do that.
Yeah. Hearing enlightening, that makes me think the one little mishap that we had when we were filming. So we were at the solar farm.
Mhm.
Oh,
The one time we needed Mother Nature to work with us. And she was not cooperating that day. But we were out in the solar farm and out right with Bright Ridge with their CEO and
Oh,
all of this
yeah.
stuff. Cloudiest day ever.
yeah.
There was no sun. And then as soon as we left,
Yeah.
sunniest day.
Yeah. You did get to see some goats though, right?
No, sheep.
Oh,
We got to see the sheep.
Yeah. So Pat, can you tell us why do they have sheep there at the solar farm? Do you remember?
Yes, I do remember. Thank you, Ashley. Because, they eat the grass,
Mhm.
and my question was why sheep, not goats, and it's fascinating because the goats would actually get up on top of the solar panels and eat the solar panels. So they
Really?
have, yeah,
They would damage it. And a
Yeah.
mower would fling
Fling
debris. I didn't think
up on
about
it.
that.
Yeah. So that was really, I had no idea. That was a fun one. And, you talk about mishap. I thought you were talking about when I did not hear about you going off-roading, and I just thought you had decided on your own to go up this path and off-road.
She's a trailblazer.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
She is a trailblazer. Anyway,
No,
But-
that was at Boone.
Boone.
So we were trying to go up to get this shot overlooking the dam,
Yeah.
and our lovely engineer, Chris
Yeah.
Saucier, told me that I could drive up this giant grass. I mean, it was like a little mountain.
Mhm.
It was not a hill. It was steep. But Pat did not quite connect that. So all of a sudden I take, where we're going, we don't need roads.
Never.
Turn it, and I'm driving us up this grass thing, just gunning it. Not gunning it, but trying to get the car successfully,
Sure.
safely up the hill.
Sure.
Right.
But Pat is and then
I
when
was surprised. I was a little surprised and taken aback.
Gotta
I
keep
was
your
not
eyes
ready
closed.
for
you
that.
listen, this is called the Backroads Podcast, Pat, and I am holding us to that name.
Well,
mean-
you definitely went Off the
Backroads,
road.
off-roads, whatever. No, we have fun here.
Yeah.
It's always an adventure. Like I said, we're not in like studios, and we're not in air conditioning usually. We're
Right.
always, we're usually outside in the elements in the summer. And so, if I don't have to walk up a hill,
No, I agree.
take us up there.
I just didn't hear that one.
You just gotta keep you on your toes, Pat. That's
Yeah.
all.
we gotta keep it fun and surprising. It's always something interesting.
So, in your back road journey, did you get a view of the recreation that's below Boone Dam?
Oh my gosh.
yes.
What when they did the remediation for the project there, they upgraded a lot of the recreational facilities, and one of the things that we were really close to was TVA put in a new beach for that area up there, and it's so nice. We actually went down, and actually it was too cold to swim, but we did walk through the water a little bit.
Yes, we
And-
did. Listen, it'll be great. And, just by this time, it'll be perfect weather for actual swimming. And even like that afternoon, I guarantee you there were some people there that were
Yeah.
enjoying it. But yeah, who would have thunk that there was a beach in Tennessee? I mean,
Right.
we have a lot of these, though. We
Sure.
have swim
Yeah.
beaches. We have these crazy cool recreation opportunities that are free
Yeah.
for you to use. So,
Right.
that's just, it's a little thing, but yeah, being able to see that and going and highlighting all that was really, really neat. One thing that I can't believe that we haven't talked about, Pat and I got to see something that was in the Guinness Book of World Records,
Yeah.
and it sang her happy birthday.
Yes. It was
She's been sung happy birthday by a Guinness World winning.
Tesla coil.
Okay.
Why-
I know the car. What's a Tesla coil?
Yeah, I was looking for a car. We did not have a car.
No, we did not. It was the gosh, help me out here.
All right. It
It's
is the
the
world's biggest musical bipolar
bipolar
Tesla coil.
Tesla coil. Yeah. So, and it can play over 80 songs, which was just
That's pretty
amazing.
cool.
And one of the songs that they could play was Happy Birthday. So that was really, really special.
It was a
Yeah.
really special moment
Yeah, it
to be
was.
able to like have that be. I mean, it did some other really cool things, and honestly, like being able to be in that museum. I mean, we got to see some fossils. We
Fossils.
got to see some really cool creatures that used to live in this area once upon a time, and but no, I mean, the highlight was obviously this giant coil shooting like lightning
Yeah.
between it,
Sure.
but also singing Pat happy birthday.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
I mean, yeah, the Hands-on Discovery Center, they've, it's now at the Gray Fossil Site, so it's kind of a 2-for-1. You get like
Yeah.
a science museum, but you also get the learning experience of what it looks like to see people. They were actually preparing for their digging season, so
Yeah.
they'll have, there'll be actually people out there all the time. You can go watch them doing like a live dig and being able to see what that work looks like. So just to see just how we're still learning about the history of what used to be in this place was amazing.
Yeah, that natural history and the creatures that lived here
Oh.
many years ago. And it was funny because people think of the mastodon, and they explained to us that what was actually found that really made that site different was it was a crocodile or
Mhm.
Like,
That's what discovered it. They were building
Really?
a road.
yeah.
They were building like part of the interstate, and then they discovered part of this like crocodile bone, and they were like, hold on, wait. And they were able
Yeah.
to pause it, and now we have this beautiful museum.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, we got to do a bunch of cool stuff in Johnson City.
Oh, yeah.
And I would say my favorite part was y'all got to work on your short game a little bit at ETSU, right?
Yeah, I worked on it. So, what's short game?
Oh, it's putting. You guys got a little putting in, right?
We
little
played
putting.
putt-putt. Yes, we played
Ah.
putt-putt. That's
there
what
we
we
go.
did.
Yeah.
With a local celebrity,
Oh my gosh, yeah.
which was fun. That
Yeah.
was a lot of fun.
The Bucky from
Yeah.
the ETSU Buccaneers.
Wow.
Yeah.
Not to brag.
It's pretty awesome. Celebrity on celebrity golf match. Is that coming in the future for us, maybe?
I don't think so.
I'll be your Pat. I'll be your caddy. I'll wear a little pom-pom beret and a little sweater vest, and I'll just carry your stuff. I'm already used to it. There we
Yeah.
go. I'm already halfway there with carrying your stuff.
So we are on the road a lot, right?
Yeah.
I have to ask, what's y'all's favorite road snacks? Where are we at on that? We've had a lot of practice.
Strong opinions.
I would like to say that I am indeed a garbage human being. I am not going for fruit. I am not going for the healthy options. I am going straight to the zebra cake. I am going straight to the Diet Dr. Pepper, and I have no shame about that.
I think you should live in your truth, Andrew. Looking at Pat for gas station fruit, because
Yeah.
we both know this. Pat eats gas station fruit. I personally find it very troublesome. Unless it's a banana or an orange, in which you don't eat the skin, but a gas station apple, no thank you. I am someone, it comes as no opinion. I have really strong opinions on snacks and like road trip snacks. My staples, gotta have caffeine, gotta have my like, whatever my diet soda is or coffee. And then for a salty snack, I'm going pepperoni pizza combos.
Ooh.
And then for my sweet or sour snack, it's usually I like the Sour Patch watermelons a lot, and then peanut butter M&Ms has been my recent. Yeah,
You've got a fantastic system, and I got a lot of respect
you
for
have
that.
to have options. I need to have that, or I will also sometimes. Pat brings really good snacks.
She
and
does.
I'll also sometimes eat some of Pat's snacks.
Yeah. I like to roast my own almonds.
Yes,
So I like
absolutely.
nuts a lot. So the roasted almonds are good. I like black iced coffee. No
Okay.
cream, no sugar.
Ooh, okay.
I have
I'm
ordered
curious.
this coffee order so many times for her, and every time I'm like, no cream, no sugar.
Don't even think
And
about
if
it.
you think about it, I'm a come for you.
You haven't beat your fruit allegations though yet, Pat. Let's circle back
Talk
to that.
about it.
Hey, you need some fresh fruit you need fresh stuff when you're traveling. So yeah,
Fresh might be a strong word.
I just
though.
consider the source. I just consider the source is all I'm saying.
Hey, it's.
I feel
it's
like the
good
gas
for ya.
stations are going to come for me in this. I'm
I
sorry.
think they will.
Yeah,
it's
probably.
fruit. It's fruit.
Do you wash it?
If I can, yeah. But
That's a
how
no.
many people pick up apple?
I'm
Nobody does
saying
that.
some child
More
who
than you
hasn't
think.
washed their hands
Ah.
is touching it every time. Guarantee you. Hepatitis.
Well, Pat, we love you no matter where you buy your fruit. Well, that wraps up this episode of Backroads. Thank you guys for joining us. You can find us on all major podcast carriers and, of course, YouTube. We'll see y'all next time.